I'll switch out of sharing it at the moment.
Nicholas 59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. We come to you live every day at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 Pacific for about an hour or 90 minutes each day. We do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We run it live on YouTube. We simulcast it over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the live comments from the people that are watching the show with us live. Every once in a while, we'll take the audio from the show and post it on iTunes as a podcast. So we encourage anybody that's listening to the show now or in the future, give us some feedback on whatever platform it is you listen to the show. That way we know where you are, and hopefully that'll help get the show recommended to more listeners. And that is one of our goals, so we appreciate that favor. There's 4 hosts. We're all here today. We got Bob jumping in from Canada. Thanks for joining.
Hey, glad to be here, eh?
Then we got Dano jumping in from Illinois.
Yep, glad to be here from the Flatlander state.
And that brings us to Smeggy over, I think, in Michigan.
Hey, how's everyone doing today?
Pretty good. And then I'm down here in Arizona right now. So let's see. We are about to...
Can I redo my intro?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Gun Lobby. Happy Every Second Matters.
Oh, well done, Smeggy. You got that in there.
So it is episode 368. It's a Wednesday, and it is the 2nd of the month, so that means it's Every Second Matters. Today we'll be doing entertainment, old carnival gun games, and then good idea, bad idea to disassemble the ATF. And then on Wednesdays we do our hashtag Daily Gun Show showdown. So over on the Instagrams, if you post pictures over there, we encourage you to use our hashtag. We'll take a look at the pictures that have been come up during the week, and we judge them. And then awesome things happen after that. Every day we hit things like a gun shop of the day, a gun of the day, movie, everything else. But before we dig into the show, we usually take a break right at the beginning like this, see if anything happened overnight worth talking about.
Not that I saw or heard, but...
Yeah, I didn't see anything over there.
Bob didn't see Artisan Tony's screen capture of his Canadian crown.
Of his what?
Screenshot of you sitting like you're doing right now, where it looks like your flag behind you is some kind of Canadian crown.
Oh.
Like it's a hat.
Or like some kind of a ripoff of Mickey Mouse.
I'm thinking when I become the king of Canada, I'd really like to have a crown that kind of looked like a maple leaf to wear on my head. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I'm sure somebody would like to take their boot and put it somewhere on you.
Not their boot, the maple leaf.
But not your head.
Good God, Dano, you're so negative. That's right. You're the one who said Trump never had a chance to, eh?
No, that was DB.
Anyway, so yeah, there were some shows on last night and stuff, but I don't know. They're all right. Nothing to speak of.
Well, what happened with Night Strike yesterday? Why did you have
his like router died or something.
I remember that one time where Night Strike didn't even show up to his own show and Smeggy had to do everything.
Yeah, I remember that also. That was actually, it was a really good show for some reason. I can't put the finger, like what was different about last night's show versus all the others, but I mean, I think it was the best one ever.
All right, well, so we've been doing a tour of the van. We've been going along here, but
what's going on with Tony Snow?
Oh, it's that fucking...
Is that a troll? Or is that an accident?
Yeah.
Yep, the trolls are out today, so I'll be staring at YouTube chat, I guess.
I'll have to figure out how to do multiples at the same time.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah. Other than the second, I don't know what else has been going on today.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay, we'll dig into the show.
My holster is empty.
So it's episode 3.
The owl is on the shed.
We're starting with entertainment. Old carnival gun games.
Oh, those were such fun.
Now, I could think of a couple variations just in general. One was the time where you had moving targets, like a little duck, such as that, and it would be literally on like a little hinge, and if you would hit the upper 2/3 of it, it would fall over. And of course, there was a series of them going down as if they were swimming, and initially they were like 22 shorts or something similar there too. And the other variation, which was later on, which was the use of a pneumatic rifle using traditional BBs, but in an automatic mode. And if you could like shoot out a certain shape, and the one that I was using at that time, it was the star. If you could shoot that star out with the amount of BBs that everybody got standard, then you would win a prize.
Yeah, I shot that star out one year. I don't know why, but it was just I just had ridiculous luck at that game, and I left the fair with so many giant stuffed animals. I had to give them away because they wouldn't fit on my motorcycle to take them home. Made all the girls in the bar happy afterwards. So.
Yeah. And it's definitely, you know, at least I found it to be a fun guy thing, at least for me. Here I was, you know, 15, 16 years old. I forget how old I was, but somewhere around that. And it was and it was an actual fun thing. And it was actually, you know, one of my first experiences with any type of projectile gun. So yeah, that's also probably why, since in my family, in my greater family, those things were extremely banned and evil and all that sort of thing. Probably why it was so fun is because it was like getting away with doing something you're not supposed to be doing, even though it's perfectly fine.
And they were full auto, and they looked like a Thompson. That was a cool part.
Yes, yes, like a little plastic full auto Thompson.
The ones I used were metal. They even felt like a Thompson. They were heavy.
Yeah. Well, the barrels were metal, and I'm sure some of the innards that needed to be to hold the pressure. I'm just talking about the body.
Oh yeah, no, the bodies of the ones I did, they were like pressed steel or something, like you know, the whole gun was.
And I'm sure going back in time, like back to the 20s and so forth, they were probably made out of wood instead of plastic.
You know, yeah, well, but they made them out of steel too, like, or at least tin.
Man, Dano, you have got to get that echo under control, dude. I don't know what the heck's going on. It just started popping up, but it's like it fades in and out, and then it starts getting real bad.
This is what drives me crazy about this system is it changes on its own. I've changed nothing.
And that was a short drive too.
Yeah. Well, that's what mine does. The microphone would automatically turn up its sensitivity till it started echoing, because it's trying to like put you at the optimal level, and it thinks the speaker is you talking. So then it just increases until it picks up your speakers. That's why I went out and bought a headset. But anyways,
when we were off air with the exact same settings, it performed fine. And in the first 2 minutes, it performed fine. And then now all of a sudden it takes a crap.
Yeah. Well, it did the other day too. It went away and then it just started coming back. So I'm not quite sure what it is. But
okay. Anyway, I turned it down. Let me know if it comes back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you really need a headset down, or I don't know. Do you have separate speakers? Oh, we'll deal with all this technical shit some other time.
Yeah. I'm as soon as that Patreon check comes in, I'll be heading on over to my favorite electronics store.
Yeah, same here, right?
But back to the topic.
Yeah, you know, if I can speak on something, I've always like wanted to see, you know, your classic like the shooting gallery kind of thing at a carnival. I've never found one. You know, like with the little ducks that move back and forth and just
yeah,
like,
and
everywhere.
Yeah, and a real 22 pump action, 22 short, like they used to make. Arcade guns, or what they call them, gallery guns. I remember those from when I was a little kid, but I don't, that was the last time I saw them.
Yeah, I never saw those. So that's about the only thing I can think of that I've ever actually like done at a carnival was that whole, shoot the star out of the paper with the BB gun thing. That's about the only shooting game I've ever actually played.
So we got to talk about like where are these carnivals at? So there's the carnivals that like show up in a parking lot. Then there's the carnivals that show up at like a fairgrounds or like out in a big cornfield or something where they're elaborate, right? And then there's things like Disneyland and Disney World. I think they had stuff like that, the big established ones that were permanent. And then you got your smaller like regional Six Flags and stuff. So
Oh. Did you just die for everyone else, or is that me?
What? Dano died?
No, G-Web's like stopped talking mid-sentence.
Oh. I didn't even hear him. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be back in a minute. Just lost his audio.
Yeah, the cops are there to throw him off the side of the road where he's parked.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, Smeggy, have you only had the experience of the pneumatic BB type? Or not?
Yeah,
At
at an actual carnival or whatever. Yeah, it's just the pneumatic BB thing.
Was it a traveling carnival or just kind of stationed there all the time?
No, it was. It comes through. Goes to the same spot. It sets up in
State fair kind of thing, or city fair.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's the city. It's called the Spree. I don't know if that's like the promotional thing or whatever, but because it goes around. But it would set up like where like the baseball fields and stuff were over by there's like a YMCA and a little park and all that. So they kind of like took over that whole area.
Yeah, we have something like that here every year. It's called the exhibition, and they have all the rides and all the what do they call that? The midway, right? You have the rides, and then you have the midway. That's where you have all the games where you throw, hoops at bottles and that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, those are neat. I like that. They're just gotten so expensive. When I was a kid, you could go there for $10, and now it's like you're going to drop $100.
Really?
Oh yeah, because you buy the pass to get on the rides, and that's like $50. And then if you
$50, holy crap! I guess I have to admit I haven't been to one since like probably high school. But back then it was like $15 for a wristband. You're good to go.
Yeah, see, they've gone way up in price, and that's to be expected, right? Think of the fuel cost to haul all that stuff. Like, it must be just horrendous because those rides are big and heavy, and then. But I don't know how someone could do that. Like, you got to break those rides down, and then reset them back up. And like, how safe can they be? I always used to ride on them and just look at, the loose bolts and stuff. And oh yeah, it was like, that was exciting though, because you took your life in your hands.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I've never really been to like the, county fair type thing, like out in the middle of nowhere. I've always been to the one that's been in the city.
Yeah, and the same is true for me. When I was growing up, as I lived in the burbs, that's all the ones I saw. And then now that I'm out in the rural area, generally they are not out here because they've gotten so costly for people to operate them that there's not enough people to make it financially viable. No, G-Webs, we cannot hear you.
Now he's saying he can't hear you, so you got to bring your volume up a bit.
Can you hear me, Bob?
Yeah, but you're real quiet.
Okay. All right. Is that any better?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you all right, but then again, also, I don't have a lot of background noise or anything right now.
Right. Yeah. In fact, I was just starting to break out the Hangout toolbox to try to boost certain people so I could hear them better.
Still not hearing anything from G-Web, so.
Well, I'm muted.
Oh, okay. You're up now?
It's good to see you actually back, though.
I don't know where I cut out there, but I was saying they kind of devolved from dangerous to lame, and then the last time I seen one, it was like water.
Yeah, I have
really?
seen the water, which are really sad. Because usually
Well,
see
the thing,
some kid.
I remember.
Gets there.
Well, I remember the water one with like, you know, you shoot it, the clown or whatever, and like if you hit it in the mouth, it starts blowing up a balloon or whatever. But I saw those at the same time that we also had the BB ones and everything. So I don't think water necessarily replaced it as much as they just got rid of the other ones.
Well, okay.
At least my local one had both of them at the same time.
That made me remember another kind where it was stupid light. Like a little flashlight would go off, and then the targets, and then they would fall over if the light hit them. Those were lame.
Kind of like the targets?
Kind of like, yeah, like the laser light training thing.
No, way worse. Like back in when I was a little kid. So it was just a regular old light. So the gun had like a flashlight on it, and it was weak. It was very lame.
Oh, so it wasn't. Yeah.
If you had a good flashlight in your pocket, could you win that game? Because you could just spam them all at once.
Dude, I bet you could, and I bet you it wouldn't take like much because that was about a long time ago, and all lights sucked. So it would have probably taken like a Surefire. You could go back in time and win like every carnival.
Yeah, the water one that I remember, it was like these generic looking little ducklings in like a pond, and there was a little motor in there creating a little bit of current. And the gun that they used and the water that shot out, it was so weak, it looked more like somebody trying to urinate on the ducks than actually shoot them. And then they would roll upside down because they were a little bit top heavy. And then if you rolled so many upside down within a certain amount of time, you won a prize.
Oh, I've never seen that. That sounded really lame. But I haven't been to a fair. And
it looked lame.
But I just long for the days when you could shoot a real 22 short in a pump rifle. But of course, that I think that didn't go out so much because of the gun thing. I think that went out because of the cost. Because imagine if you just run in a compressor and shooting BBs that you can keep collecting and reusing. That would be.
I went to.
Well, I'm certainly no carnival expert, but I imagine there's various costs involved, from liability insurance on your employees, on the general public, the moving costs to go from site to site to site to site.
That was back in the days before everybody was suing everybody, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So when I went to the NRA Museum in 2001, I think they had they have one of the last exhibits as you leave it's kind of a big horseshoe shape. As you leave the place, the last exhibit rotates. So it's been different every time I went. And the first time I went, it was the old-timey, what we're talking about, shooting gallery thing. And it was pretty impressive because there was just so much stuff on there. I can imagine being just any age and being able to just shoot at all that stuff. I mean, it's like all the fun of all the metal reactive targets except tiny and basically all self-resetting. So I imagine that would have been super fun, even if you didn't win nothing, just to be able to shoot at such an interesting in light.
Oh yeah. I mean, because you figure, all the dads taking their kids there, and and not necessarily interested in the rides, and all of a sudden, hey, there's some shooting thing over there. Now dad gets interested. Dad may actually want to go.
Oh yeah, exactly. Who wouldn't want to go to a cool place where there's all kinds of fried things to eat, and then desserts, and then you can shoot tiny guns and stuff, and maybe win something? That'd be awesome.
And get on rides that'll make you vomit up all that food you've eaten.
No, I don't care at all about the rides. Rides are okay for tiny people, but
Yeah.
when you're outside,
They don't make them our size.
I mean, Justin, no harness.
I don't know. I always loved the bumper cars. That was the one ride I always wanted to go on. I love bumper cars.
Well, that's nothing to do with guns, but that's another one that got ruined. I don't hardly even remember real bumper cars. They got really tame.
Yeah, they hardly move at
Yeah.
all. You used to be able to hit people hard enough to whip their head back into the pole that was behind them. That was
Permanent
great
damage.
fun.
Boy, we're explaining a whole bunch of stuff today about what's wrong with Bob.
All right. So I think with that, that's about all we're going to be able to say about old Carnival gun games, I think. Except we should say that even though they're not a sponsor or nothing, Laserlight does make cool shit. And although it wouldn't be cheap necessarily, they're not giving their stuff away. But you could set up a pretty elaborate system, like a big shooting gallery thing that you could shoot obviously inside because it would be all laser and light. And their targets are all designed to work in coordination with each other like that. So that would be actually pretty cool.
Yes.
So
Well, that was something. Yeah, I was going to mention was like at the Cabela's near me has a shooting gallery that's all laser, and it's like you hit the target and the raccoon shakes its head or whatever, or you hit the car and it honks its horn, or like that kind of stuff.
yeah, that's what I was talking about. Those
it's-
late ones back in the day. That's the kind of lame shit would happen. You'd shoot it a duck and it would like go, "Wah!" and then you'd shoot it like a can and it would fall over and then reset itself.
And it was almost trying to mislead people as to, if you shoot somebody with a real thing, it's not gonna hurt the animal. They're just gonna make a funny noise.
Yeah, it's like comedy. It's like you're going out and having a comedy show with a shotgun.
I just wanted to hear all the
Yeah.
cars sing a little song.
Yeah. It's like the movie Cars.
All right. Well, there you go. So that's your Carnival gun games. Has anybody said anything about them that we missed?
Not really. There was a link that Pink dropped a link to one of the water gun things.
That must be on
Yeah,
the gun
Cycle
show.
Camp says, I wish I had never sold my 22 short gallery gun. So Cycle Camp had one. That was...
Oh,
Checking out the
Clover
YouTube
Tech, say
site.
something on the gun on the YouTube side if you would, if you're out there.
Oh, we got somebody back again.
Just ignore him. We got him.
Okay. Thank you. Smeggy, you got to teach me the trick after the show because I do one at the same time that you do them all.
Oh yeah, I'll show you.
Okay.
I just made Clover Tech a mod over there too, so thanks for helping out. All right, so now we're going to head into good idea, bad idea. So that was the entertainment segment of the show. Now we're going to head into the segment of the show Bob and I made famous with the monkey versus grizzly bear debates back in the beginning of the Daily Gun Show. So I bring that up because, Bob, did you see the Instagram picture the other day?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
Because you don't go on the Instagram ever. But I don't know if I Daily Gun showed it or not. Probably did, but I'm going to drag it up here in a second if I figure out how to do it with one monitor. Like,
It must be so crippling to only have one monitor.
like dealing with one mouse or something. What do? I click on this. Ugh. I have to go to Apple. Ugh. I can't even do it. I don't know how to do it. I guess I have to do the whole screen.
Oh,
See
you
if we're gonna
limited
tell
to
it.
one screen? You're like handicapped?
There. Yeah. So literally. So anyway, you see this little monkey? For some reason
I
that made
see
me think
something
of Bob.
popping out.
What are you doing?
What about the monkey?
Is it
Something
screen
poking
sharing?
out that shouldn't be.
Yeah, no, we see it. Dan, it was just weird.
All right. So anyway, that was some little statue I seen at the swap meet the other day. It made me think of Bob and I's debate.
I still say a grizzly bear is going to win.
But if you gave Bob a monkey for too long, I think that's how the monkey would end up.
I wouldn't
All right,
let
let's-
Good idea, bad idea is about to go down. We're going to talk about disassembling the ATF. But before we do, we always take a break between the first and second segment of the show each day so that we can feature one of the members over at Gun Channels. Gun Channels is a place we built a while back. It's a community focused on firearms, completely driven by its members. So with that in mind, we like to feature one of the members over there. And today it's Heavy. Heavy's newly located to Arizona. Been doing a Friday night show for a while. I think he's going to start doing it on Wednesdays now, and participates in pretty much everything that's going on over at Gun Channel. So again, one of the reasons we built Gun Channels. And I think this week's suggestions are all from.
Those are from Angry American. He suggested all of them, but yeah, I like Heavy. I met him in person when I was in California for work. Nice guy. Took us out to the shooting range. Let me shoot his weird, neutered bullet button 10-round magazine AR. That was a interesting experience for me. But yeah, cool dude.
Well, it's also kind of interesting that isn't that technology now technically obsolete? So you had the opportunity, literally one of the ending opportunities to try something that will never exist in the future. We hope.
Right, yeah, because there's no point since it doesn't give you any advantage. What's the point of having it?
Right.
So you either switch to a different type
days,
or whatever.
Say, I remember when I got to shoot such and such.
Yeah, it was interesting because every single time I pushed it first and then was like, hey, this isn't working. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need a bullet. Every single time, like my brain was just so used to just push the button. Hey, it's not dropping free. What's going on here?
Yeah. But, for sure, Heavy's a hell of a nice guy. I met him. Did I meet him in Phoenix? I think I met him in Phoenix. But, yeah, really nice guy. Glad to see he's moved out of the occupied state and into a free state.
Yeah, I'm a little worried for his...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead. That's fine.
I was just going to say, I remember several years ago when he was talking about being in California and about how, the subject of do you go or do you stay came up, and how, he was struggling with that whole idea and talking about, the pros and the cons and then now it's, several years later and he's made the decision, for himself and now he's in a new place. So it's just interesting to see how, as time goes on, people incorporate new information or make decisions in their lives.
Thanks to Gun Channels.
Making lives better. All right, so then we'll get into the good idea, bad idea. So disassemble the ATF from left to right. Bob, good idea, bad idea?
Hell of a good idea. They're a pain in the ass.
Daniel?
Good idea.
Smeggy?
Good idea.
Okay, I guess he's speaking for me, but sure, I'll say good idea, but I have a caveat, but I'm not allowed to say that yet, so I'll just say good idea.
Nope.
Good idea. So I guess we won.
Okay, next topic.
Hang on. Well, if that's the case, then let me speak my caveat of that. I think it's a good idea as long as it's not just this, because this is what they proposed originally. Someone put that up there.
Even bigger organization.
Well, not replaced, but they were just. I know originally they were saying just take the alcohol and tobacco, give that to the DEA, and give all the firearm stuff to like the FBI. And it's like, well, wait a minute. If they're still going to be enforcing all the same rules, then we're really not. We're still gaining a little bit because you're saving money by not having a whole nother organization that's, doing the same thing twice or whatever.
They're going to request personnel to fulfill that additional responsibility. So they're either going to transfer ATF personnel or hire new.
Right. So from that point of view, it wouldn't be as big of an advantage. But if it's just get rid of the ATF because we don't need all that type of stuff, then I'm all for it. We're just going to call a duck a goose and it still does the same thing. we're not really helping any.
Yes. And I would certainly agree with Smeggy and what he just said, but I guess I was looking at the question from a slightly different perspective that, and those regulations would then be in the hands of state rights. So each state could do as it pleased in regards to firearms. And that I would be very much in agree with for both alcohol and guns.
Right, because you figure, I mean, originally the ATF was set up for, you know, just for tax purposes. They were supposed to, the reason they cut down on, you know, bootleggers is because that's alcohol that didn't pay the alcohol tax. The reason they cut down on, you know, whatever, tobacco stuff is because that's people were, I don't know, I guess selling cigarettes without paying the tax or whatever. So they used to be under the IRS, like that wing, and I forget when, but it was kind of recently they got switched over onto the justice side anyways.
Well, during Prohibition, they were there to dissuade usage of it regardless. And then after Prohibition, it was what you said.
Right. It was just stopping people who weren't paying the taxes. And that's where the whole NFA, that's why it's a tax, even though that $200 was supposed to be, you know, an insane tax that would stop everybody, basically. But nowadays, yeah, they're still just there to process. Okay, thanks for the $200. Like, here's your permission type of thing.
Yep.
But I don't know. Yeah, I'm all for it. Let's get rid of them, and then hopefully that means all of the stuff that goes along with it goes away. And if not, if it's just now the FBI's responsibility or whatever, then yeah, we didn't really gain that much. Because you're right. I guarantee the same people that are processing tax stamps and stuff, like they know how to do that, they would just get hired by the FBI. Like it's just a different name.
So, do you like or not like the idea of the states having individual control rather than the federal government?
Well, I mean, I do support states' rights, but I also support when the federal government can step in and say, you know, hey, you guys are infringing on rights, you're not allowed to do that. But I guess they're not really doing that right now anyway, so.
Well, it is somewhat related depending on how you view the question. I mean, because the advantage of a state's rights, obviously, if a state goes way off, you know, in doing, you know, its own, you know, thing, like becomes a socialist state or something, or a communist state, the citizens still have the choice of moving. Where if it's federal, there's no choice.
Yeah, it's nice if you have.
It affects every state. Moving makes no difference.
Certainly makes a difference if you've got an option to move to another state, of course, but.
Right. I guess that's why I kind of favored the state issue. Go ahead, Gene.
Disagree. There's nothing going on in the comments about it, so goodbye ATF and all the regulations that they enforce.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to lay off all those people on a Wednesday, but
yeah, it happens.
Sorry, guys. Don't go to work tomorrow.
Here's what I would do. I would blame Obama. And now we can move on to the next segment of the show. What do we want to hit next?
Just a moment. Where the hell am I?
I think we should do gun of the day rather than, because, you know, might as well get that done. It's a really neat gun. You can hide under the windbreaker.
I got this.
Oh, I forgot. It's the end of the second segment.
What?
Now, I wasn't prepared, but I still got it. Run for your lives. It's the tactical pop quiz of the day. Yes. You never know when you're going to step on a landmine or a pop quiz. So, Smeggy, are you available to assist today?
Yeah.
Is that an answer? Or is
I know. I'm so confused.
Didn't sound very excited.
I don't know.
Are you not sure what part of the show this is?
No, what part of the thing underneath it there is supposed to be the answer? Is that
I
the
will
answer?
explain that to you. If by the time I'm done prepping the question, you don't get it, then I will halt and we will discuss in the side notes. Okay?
Okay.
I'm eagerly
All
waiting.
right. All right. The question was sent by Angry American, as well as the next 4 questions after this. So I want to thank Angry American very much for being an ongoing gold letter supporter of the Daily Pop Quiz, Daily Tactical Pop Quiz. All right. The answer for today's question is going to be in the format of the following, such as an example, a 9mm. In the type of answer that I'm looking for is a 9mm by case length, so 9x19. Or if it's some other caliber, maybe it's 9x25. That's the kind of format that I'm looking for.
Sounds complicated. Sounds like you want people to do math.
Oh, not really. I just
The answer, Smeg,
is that the answer?
is at the very end of the question.
Yeah. So what I typed in the side chat, is that the answer?
Yes.
Okay.
You are correct.
You just had it weird. All right. That's no
Sorry about
problem.
that.
I understand what's going on now. Go for it.
All right. So today's question is as follows. Again, sent in by Angry.
What's
What caliber is... Excuse me, Bob?
What's the question?
What caliber? Shut up. What caliber is the SPP-1 pistol chambered in and the length of the cartridge? What caliber is the SPP-1 pistol chambered in and the length of the cartridge?
You said PP.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
I did. I'm a big boy.
Oh my God, Night Strike got it right.
He did, huh?
Yeah,
Night Strike got an answer right?
I know.
So the answer we were looking
he
for
can't even
was,
show up for hit or miss, but he can get the answer right.
No kidding.
He doesn't even show up for
So
that.
the answer we were looking for
He had no problem showing up
was
for this.
4.5 by 40mm. Again, the answer was 4.5 by 40mm. So congratulations, Night Strike with an I.
What?
How did he get it?
You are today's tactical pop quiz winner for today. Congratulations, Night Strike with a Y.
And Night Strike by beating Artisan Tony, because Artisan Tony also had the right answer. It just came in a little bit later on YouTube. We all know about the lag. And for not showing up for Hit or Miss Tuesday at 9 o'clock last night, I guess that makes you the tactical of the day.
That was pretty strange.
That was pretty intense. I don't know. I'd give that definitely A+.
I feel like he got extra because he's the co-host of Hit or Miss Tuesday nights 9 o'clock.
You know what? I'm wondering if Smeggy didn't sneak him the answer, right?
I didn't even know what the answer was until 2 seconds ago because Daniel's question was weird.
There might be some collusion going on here.
No, there was some internal confusion due to me in the way that I had done an internal show note.
I said
That caused some confusion.
collusion, Dano, not confusion.
Okay, whatever makes you
Strike
happy.
Night Strike isn't Russian.
He might be.
No.
We don't know.
And I don't have anything against Russians.
Really?
So there.
Oh, I like Russian girls.
All right. we go crazy with this show, why don't we move along and do one of these other segments that we like to do every week, every day? Gun shop of the day.
Oh, just a moment.
Who's got the gun shop of the day? Oh, that would be Dano.
Hold on. I got to make sure
Yeah.
I didn't.
This one was sent in by Squib. So thanks for doing that. He found a gun shop during his travels.
Mm-hmm.
Sent it into our email, which is dailygunshow@gmail.com.
Thank you, Squib.
Okay. Let me go back one. For some reason, oh, there it is. Merritt Island Gun Company.
Did Peg Smeggy commit petition for this
Island,
one?
Florida. Can you not see my screen?
Well, you can see your screen, Dano.
Okay. I'm just wondering what question was being asked.
Thanks, M14 on the sign.
Yep. So Merritt Island, Florida, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 6. And thanks again for sending in those questions. It's again another just a street sign of their store. And they have in the glass case series of AR-15s and what do you call it? AR-4, since it's not really an M4.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's pretty nice. So we have a nice selection of various ammunition there. It definitely has that look of a small family gun store, but also it has a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Plenty of extra magazines, so if you only got one with your gun or you've lost one and you want to pick up a spare.
It looks like a lot of them are on sale too. Red stickers.
Yep.
It could just be the color of their stickers, though.
They had green stickers there too, though, and red stickers are always sale stickers.
Now,
Okay.
this is something kind of unusual. I see they have both Colt, Glock, and I forget what some of these other brands are. The Tupperware boxes. Do the manufacturers sell those slowly, or do you think those are things that customers turned in for a couple of bucks?
Both. They'll sell them. There's not a lot of markup from what I know, so you don't see them a lot. Plus, not that many people buy them, but I'm sure that they also get them in all the time.
Okay,
Usually,
yeah. I've just never seen them sold separately like that.
Yeah, but
bring in boxes sometimes. They'll go, hey, I had a bunch of boxes from guns I got rid of. Do you want them? And they just bring them to shops.
Right.
And that's the thing. Those would work for, whatever. I mean, you can, if you have a gun that's similar, you could always cut the foam a little bit more or whatever, and then it would still fit.
yeah, a lot of those are injection molded though for the interior.
Well, the foam many times is a universal fit for multiple models.
Yeah, they quit making them like to the gun a while ago, really. When they first came out with those things, it was all the rage to like expand it to like the gun itself, and then they were, like Bob was saying, like pointless for any other gun. But it seems like in the 2000s even they just all went to universal, probably for their own just logistics, right? They don't have to run out of one box that they need for their gun. They can just have boxes for it.
It's always nice to have a spare in case a brand new one has a scar in it or something. But also right there, we're looking at some basic reloading supplies there up on that wall. Well, we got a Remington, Colt, Glock, some generic, and Smith & Wesson. Some of the boxes that they have. And then we got our reloading powders, of which we have pistol, rifle, and the IMRs, I'm thinking are shotgun, but I'm not positive. Some of you guys out there that are definite reloaders,
They have lots.
know exactly which ones are which. I recognize a few of them.
So we have lots of powder. So that's good. Nice that they've got reloading supplies and everything.
surprised, at least in my area, you know, you can't necessarily expect to walk in just to any gun store and expect there to be powder or primers, let alone a variation to have, you know, 10 to 12 or 15 different manufacturers of powder. I mean, that may be common at one of your local stores, but that's uncommon in my area. So I think that makes this store stand out a little bit. And here we have, looks like some of the dummy rounds, snap caps. We got some holsters from Uncle Mike's, and then something else a little bit further down. I can't quite see what it is. And we got some soft rifle.
I'm a big fan of it when they put their inventory out like that, floor to ceiling, so you can get an idea of how they lay it out and you can see what they got and what they might be missing or whatever, as opposed to, like, I've been to shops where they're trying to prove something by making it all fancy and cramming it all together, and then you got to dig through all the time looking for everything. I figure you got the space and use it.
Yep. All right, and here we have some speed loaders and some bipods and some ammo cans and a few other Tupperware. Are those bow cases? These at the bottom here? I can't quite tell.
Yeah, they just look like... No, this kind of looks like double rifle cases, maybe. They could be. Bows tend to be more D-shaped, though.
We got some bore snakes. I know I like bore snakes. You know, I don't use them on my pistols, but I use them on all of my rifles. You guys tend to use them on your rifles, or not really a fan of them?
You see that one on the left there, that really long stick? Cleaning rod? That's what I use on my Glocks.
Okay. Yeah, I have one of these.
To put them in one room,
attachments
from the other room.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Those almost look like floor mats. I can't tell what they are. Oh, those are cleaning mats, I think. When you're back at home. Boy, you know you shoot a lot when you need a gallon-sized thing of CLP.
It's just called being prepared.
Yep. And I think that's basically the same basic brushes, and just simply from another angle. And some Perma Blue. Have you guys ever used Perma Blue on any older firearms that needed a little touch-up? Or
oh yeah.
How well does it tend to match?
I just did the whole gun, so didn't have to.
Oh, okay. Did you use the liquid or a marker? I'm assuming you used the liquid.
Yeah, one of them little kits, probably with the 2 or 3 bottles.
Okay.
We did a whole lever action with a kit like that one time. Worked out pretty good.
And this is another example of what I was talking about. These primers here. At Gander Mountain, before it went out of business, all they ever had were large Magnum pistol primers. For some reason, that's the only type they ever had. They didn't have small pistol. They didn't have large rifle, only large Magnum. I thought that was kind of bizarre to have a large chain store only have one primer out of many. And here you have a small family store that basically has a little bit of everything. And that's what can make the difference between a family store that continues from generation to generation and a chain store that goes out of business. It's another picture of the same thing. We're back to targets. Now, do you guys generally prefer like pre-printed like circle targets, silhouette of a man, simply using a paper plate or a pizza box?
Shoot and seize only.
I like all different types.
Yeah, I tend to be cheap since I'm destroying whatever it is I'm shooting at. I can put I buy a bunch of red little dots, put a little red dot on something, now I have something to shoot at.
No, I like shoot and seize, like Geobs was saying. It's good. You're good to go. You can stick them on whatever also. So if I'm at like the indoor range, you know, normally you get like one of the big silhouettes just by going to the range, like they let you have one. So I always get the bear that's waving at you, and then after I start shooting that up a bit, then I stick the shoot and seize onto it and start shooting that. And then I learned this trick from them is you kind of rummage around the garbage there, especially if it's just sitting on top. But a lot of people throw those out with like the corners where it has the extra dots, and they just throw out the whole sheet because the target shot up. So I ripped the corners off, and now I have a bunch of little extra dots for, you know, filling up the holes and everything, and reshooting it.
Right. Next, we have the Hogue grips. When I first started, I was kind of a fan of these, and there were two different incidents that happened over time that kind of turned my opinion. One was that one time I was going to reload, and when I took the second magazine and jammed it up the well, it didn't want to lock. So then I slammed it in there even harder, and the grip itself had actually slipped down maybe 1/4 of an inch and was actually interfering with the magazine getting in and locking into the magazine. And then on a separate occasion, which I guess was probably more of a magazine issue, which I guess I won't discuss about that. But yeah, that those Hogue grips, at least on like a Glock pistol as an example, will tend to move around on you. Is you know, if you grip it tightly and you're holding it hard, and especially when you're transitioning from one thing to another, they will move around. And I did not like that at all. And that was the end of my days enjoying the Hogue. What are your guys' thoughts?
I don't know. No, I
you
don't
ever
have
try
any
one?
of those, so I don't have an opinion.
You ever shoot a gun with one?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll move it along.
Sounds like a plan.
With
Yep.
them slip grips, I've never been a fan. I had one originally, but I don't like them. We have it on that PMR 30, unless you took it off of there. It works fine on there, but that's not a real gun.
Oh, is that a Hogue slip-on grip? Then yeah, Dano, I have one.
Oh.
But it's nowhere near. It's nowhere near sliding down enough to cover up the thing. It's almost like just the middle part. So.
Yep. Then we have some more reloading supplies. Those are bullet holding cases or case holding cases, whatever you want to call them. A selection of some of their pistols that they have in stock. Again, another angle of their ammunition. And this is showing, what's that new shotgun that seems to be all the rage?
That stupid one with the.
It's not an SPS, but it's
stupid look.
made by Mossberg.
Whatever, it's a TAC 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one of those up there. More of their ammo. These are, looks like AR parts with some charging handles and other various bits, front sights. More ammo. And those are boxes. And that is the end of the pictures. I want to thank Squibload for sending those pictures in from Merritt Island Gun Company and his trip down there. So thanks a lot, Squibload. And that is today's gun shop of the day.
Yeah, thank you.
He's from Michigan, but he was taking pictures of a gun shop in Florida.
He was on vacation.
So while he was on vacation, he went to a gun shop and took pictures of the gun shop.
that is an accurate definition or explanation of what happened. Are you maybe saying that by suggesting other people also could do that?
I'm just clarifying what happened. That's pretty cool.
All right. Well, then I'm implying that other people could do that as well, and I encourage
wouldn't limit
that.
it to vacation. I'd say people who travel or are traveling.
Or maybe if there's a bullpup shoot that's pretty close to them, maybe.
Yeah, when it's not even traveling, if it's like a couple of hours away.
It's in the same state as you. It's not even traveling.
That's true. It's not like it's a big state.
But anyways, all right. Let me move on to something.
And that's our gun shop for the day. Thanks, Squib.
Yep. Good job, Squib.
Good job, Squib.
So what's next?
Gun of the day?
Well, why don't we do the gun of the day? Because it's the M1 Enforcer carbine pistol. Everything that is new was once old. I mean, the popularity of the AR pistols and everything, this was, an early iteration of that, taking a carbine and putting a pistol grip on it and calling it a pistol. I don't know. They're kind of cool. I always liked the M1 carbine. I always thought it was kind of neat. Neat idea. But yeah, these are, I don't know, man. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think of it. I think they're kind of neat, but they're an unusual piece in that they're, I don't know, they're an M1 carbine turned into a pistol. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm screen sharing it here. And well, it seems interesting. I'd be interested to know like what kind of recoil and stuff you can expect to something like that.
30 carbine.
It looks like they're all like all the pistol grips are kind of different. Like some of them seem a little more comfortable than others.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of different manufacturers, right? Because the M1 carbine had a lot of different manufacturers actually. So a lot of different iterations of it. The 30 carbine round was a interesting round. It was almost like a intermediate round in that it was like bigger than a pistol round, but it was smaller than a rifle round. Apparently not well liked as a round in World War II, or some people liked it, some people hated it. But yeah, they're an interesting piece, and I think they're an early version really of what is really popular now, right? The pistol carbines. So yeah, I don't know. They're different, but they work. I know M1 carbines are fairly reliable. 30 carbine rounds got a fair bit of punch, and yeah, I kind of like them. Kind of want them.
These do not work. What are you talking about? These work about as good as a Mini 14.
Which work fine.
How many have you had?
M1 carbines? I've shot a couple of them.
It's not an M1 carbine. It's like, oh yeah, it's a gun. Okay,
it's basically the M1 carbine. I've never shot the Enforcer. Well, have I shot the Enforcer? I might have shot the Enforcer once or twice.
I kind of like this one with the folding stock. That seems kind of neat.
Yeah, that is
the underfolder.
But that's not really the Enforcer.
So there's a real M1 carbine, which is an awesome gun. It was used to defeat the Nazis in World War II and then in Korea. So that's a fine gun. Bob wants to call these aftermarket guns the same thing. I ain't going to stand for that. These ain't the same guns. These are based off of the same gun. That's like calling a Taurus a Beretta.
Aren't they the same?
So they didn't just like take the actions out and chop up the thing or whatever. Like these are completely
they took the action, took the blueprints, and made it out of inferior metal and sloppy. And I mean, they're okay, but they're definitely not M1 carbines. And M1 carbines aren't the best guns ever made. They're just a good one. They're these are definitely nothing like it.
It's a good thing.
I just kind of assumed they had a bunch of surplus laying around, and someone just, made this stock for it instead of the regular rifle one, and then popped the
M1 carbine was so popular that there like several manufacturers after the war, after they had already used up and sold all the M1 carbines, several manufacturers produced them. Universal, I think there was a couple others, but yeah, they basically, this gun was that popular. The M1 carbine, and like I say, I think because it was an intermediate type cartridge, or cheap ammo, and you might as well make a gun that you already have the government made for you, and all you got to do is like modify it a little bit to something else somebody will buy, and they're all trying to look like cool paratrooper gun, which there are very few of, and they're all trying to emulate. So I don't agree with Bob that just because there was a bunch of them and they exist, they were good. Some of them were. I mean, the universals were decent. I've shot those, and they're function fine. I mean, they, they'll run through 30-round mags like nothing. So, no, I've seen just many of them all glitchy and not good. That may have just been maintenance issues. No, it wasn't maintenance issues. I was like not.
Hey, you get it for $100. That was probably kind of expensive back then, wasn't it?
Wait, what? Not really.
This Universal 30 caliber pistol. This is $99.95.
Oh no, that's dirt cheap. What are you talking about? $99 when? 1980?
Oh, in the 80s. I thought they came out right after World War II.
No, they were. Like I say, they produced the M1 carbine. I think they still produce them, actually.
Well, then why does this ad suck? So it's from the 80s? Why does it look like it's from the 40s?
Well, that's $311 today.
Oh, that's not that bad, though.
No, it's like buying a Taurus.
I guess I was fooled by the black and white. See, you take a picture in black and white, I just assume it's old.
Yeah, I always think it's old-timey.
Pay for a color ad.
Yeah, October, December 1978. This was in American Rifleman. This was their ad.
But I can tell you, 1980, $100 was really not as much money as we're necessarily giving it credit to.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he just said it's like about 300 nowadays.
Because like I could buy a granted it's a different topic, but a Pioneer Underdash cassette AM FM. It was all the bells and whistles of that day, high-end stereo system for $300. So $100 for a firearm like that is like nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable.
Well, I think that's the gun of the day then. Every day we try to feature a gun. Bob comes up with it. He hasn't met a gun he didn't like yet.
I think all the guns he's brought up so far this week, you probably have not liked. And you missed Mondays because that was a Taurus.
Oh,
yeah,
so
I don't know how these guns are. Like, how am I picking them? What is my criteria? How strange.
Yeah, what's the theme? What would G hate?
I'm not telling anybody what the theme is. They're going to have to guess it.
All right, with that, we should move on to another segment. So what else we got left? We did gun shop. We didn't do gun movie. Do we even have a gun movie?
Nope.
So we need a gun movie. Somebody has to recommend a gun movie. Are we going to do the hashtag Daily Gun Show showdown?
Yeah, we can do that.
Can somebody screen share it?
Yeah, I can. Give me a second here.
So we're looking on the comments out there for someone to recommend a gun movie of the day. And I will refresh since I just had internet issues again. So this unlimited AT&T internet seems like it cuts out every once in a while. For someone to recommend a gun movie of the day.
Mute the video there since you're refreshed.
Yep.
Do you have to reboot or just refresh?
No, I have to go unplug the unit out of the dashboard and plug it back in again. Like every
Oh,
time I get
that's-
kicked, I have to go like reset that unit. So I don't know if it's because the car's
That's
not
not
running. Maybe it's designed to be when the car's on. So I do need to get its remote power or something. But I don't know. So I've just noticed that this is the first time it's been doing that. But it's happened twice during the show so far.
Yeah, that might be that the vehicle's either got to be running or you've got to have a remote power that doesn't.
Yeah, to fool it into thinking their vehicle's running all the time.
Otherwise, it would be drawing power from your vehicle.
Can you remotely look at the settings of the device via Wi-Fi?
I don't know if there's any settings. You just plug it in.
Well, like to save power, things like that, because I can see where it would have an auto shut-off for all the compliant energy regulations, etc. after so much time.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to look it up.
All right, so here is
Oh!
the hashtag. Don't even say it, Dano. Oh, you're talking about Bob.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you can say that.
God!
So these are the most popular pictures, and then we'll go down to the recent ones. But I noticed it said
thought I
there
was
was
gonna say, I was not looking at
702 posts, and last time we had 622 or 23, something like that. Or 30. So there's been like 70 pictures, I think, something like that.
Whoa!
So
We got the big man hand.
That is not a big man hand, Dano.
Christ, Dano,
Good God! Like,
you're really not gonna like one of my pictures I posted today.
got a
So this
tiny-
is from that Trigger Con, Pink Panther being reposted by Gun Channels. That foldy up Glock. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Is that why it's Trigger Con because of that big ass trigger?
Probably.
Look at that. She's got tiny little hands.
Yep, Dano's favorite picture. Got
I
a
know.
patch winner from back in the day.
I know.
So I know some of these
I
are
know
old,
why
but I'm just going through.
to Dano because he's comparing that Glock to his. She's just got a bigger Glock than him.
We'll just take in this awesomeness of last April. All of those guns I got to shoot.
That's
Anyways,
Where was that? Up north?
that was up north, yeah. I think this one's new from Trigger Con again. A repost from Pink Panther. This one,
Woohoo!
oh man, this one's in the running already. I'll tell you what, King Bob.
I like that one.
I'm liking it.
Yeah, I got to go with that one.
I think that's an older one. Yeah, we're still in the fair. Okay, this I think now we're getting recent. So, someone reposting Chris. We got Moon, couple of guns.
A little one and a big one.
There we go. Can I like my own picture? Oh, I can. Cool.
That's not a revolver, though, Smiggy.
It is not a revolver, but it is Every Second Matters. And I had to go on record saying that I love Hash Tactical, so I went ahead and did that. And then, of course, Gun Channels. And then there's that's my thing on top of the Playtech holster I carry it in.
Like we didn't already know that.
Well, it was kind of an inside joke, but yeah, I went on record. So, got some cool glow-in-the-dark patches. Every Second Matters again. Or Every Second Matters, this one from Moon. Man, he's got all the different types.
Oh, yeah. Moon's rocking it, man.
It's got the old school Gun Channels and then like the newer versions and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Where's the original Gun Channels?
That top
I guess
one?
I thought that's what... Oh, that's this one? This is the original?
I think so, unless it's a PVC, but that's the right dimensions for the original. And then that second.
Oh, okay.
The other two are the second one.
Right, I know one had like a different border or something. I don't remember all the...
The second
Variations.
one, all that extra black.
Not Gun Channels, I mean gun websites. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no gun website patches in this picture.
I got confused. It happens.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Alien video game.
I remember that game. That was fun.
Clover Tack with his Glock and stuff. Is that what it says?
Now, is that one of the MOS models, or did he have that machine? Can you tell?
I don't know.
Usually, you'll stay on the side of the slide.
No idea.
Maybe
I'm
later.
not a Glock aficionado.
Yeah, maybe later, Dano, when you have time, you can look it up yourself and blow it up and see if you can figure that out.
Yeah, no sense in doing it while we're all looking at it. You're right. That's
I just
totally
don't know. I
illogical.
don't know the answer. I don't know what I'm looking for, so I don't know.
Oh no, that's fine. I understand that, Spang. I'm just shooting spit at Bob.
Ew.
You know, I
kinda
gotta say,
that,
man.
that little.
What do you like? The little creek?
Yeah, the little creek in the background, the broken boulders, the angle, the balancing angle, the sun. I don't know if it's just rising or just setting. Chris always takes real nice pictures.
Yep. Tony will accuse him of green screening, but you know, whatever. We got the early watch guys. Little collage of pictures.
Now those sheaths, are those for like neck knives?
Yeah.
Okay.
Teaching a kid to shoot on Clover Tack.
Oh, that's
Always
cool.
a thumbs up on that.
Repost a moon with his Jack AR. He always makes it look so fancy.
It is kind of fancy.
Yep. Mr. Fancy Pants.
There's my AK Pro patch that I just found a couple days ago because I never opened the envelope. So I was excited to get that. And then these foam shooting rest things that I saw on Clover Tack's video. I figured, what the heck, I'll get a couple of them. So you check out his review. He has a coupon code there you can use. Just look up Clover Tack on YouTube. But anyways, another early watch one.
Artsy black and white. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Is that meeting the flag code?
That's art.
Painted or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. You're allowed to paint it on stuff. I have a feeling we're going to get a lot from TriggerCon.
Oh, Chiappa.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting looking.
Yeah. Colorful. Or kind of. Hey, what the hell is that?
Flamethrower.
Oh, I like
the XM42. Because, you know, why not?
Okay.
Exactly.
Why not have one? That's repost.
It's the same one from. Well, that one was Pink's original. The other one was Gun Channel's repost of Pink's. This is Too Hottie reposting Pink. They all repost each other. Gun Channel's Too Hottie and Pink Panther all have like a lot of the same pictures, and they all reposted each other.
Oh, I like that.
More
You got to shoot that? Lucky bugger.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hudson's in production now.
Hudson. Yeah.
Okay, I shot that at SHOT Show. It's interesting. Not a high power, but it's interesting.
What do we got here? Let's see, it's got some other ones. She hit the ground. Oh my, okay. Well, she'll get better.
All about practice. Interesting little. This is a Yugo?
Not sure.
Clash me outside, man.
A CZ in the natural habitat.
The woods.
Where's that full
Hey, and the
time?
hammer's back too, man. She's ready to go.
Is it? Oh yeah. Ready to rock and roll.
You bet.
Okay, so that's he tossed his 2 little AKs in that protective case. Ish. I mean, I feel like they're gonna kind of bump into each other and shit, but whatever.
Hey, AKs are meant to be beat up and scratched. That's the way they're designed.
I guess, but I don't think I would transport them like that if it were me. But whatever works.
Yeah, but you're one of those. You're like Yankee. You probably polish every scratch on your guns.
No, I don't, but I'm not going to go, like, if something's fairly obviously going to beat something up, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, there's one of those guns that Dano just hates. Any kind of bullpup.
It looks like Clover getting ready to go to the range.
Yeah. That's the way to roll, man. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that was
one of those
Spartan.
300 Spartan lowers.
That's kind of nice.
I don't know how I feel about the wood on stuff on that, but
On that particular one, as far as the color of the wood and everything, I do kind of like it. I don't like the bleached out wood.
Yeah, I like the
It's
wood on it
white.
on any gun. It's proper.
we got a little jewelry. That's neat.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
Oh, it's his birthday gift. Maybe that's why he went to the range. Maybe it was his birthday.
Sweet.
It's always fun to go to the range on your birthday. Yeah, here's Tony working up a new 22 round.
Oh yeah, he was melting. What was it? He took a lithium ion battery and melted it with an amalgam of lead and something else to try to make a harder bullet. In this little series he's putting together, see if you can crack or break into this little block of I forget what kind of metal it is that he got from Towder Fledermaus.
That's kind of cool.
Repost of Moon's picture. I think we saw this last week, but it's just a repost. Hudson again. Shh, be quiet. The baby's sleeping.
Baby sleeping. Use a silencer on that burglar.
And here's the original one from Chris.
Nice.
So that. Okay, guess playing around with some like AutoCAD or whatever, some type of drawing thing, trying to make a custom rail. It's too cheap to buy sights for an old rifle.
Well, yeah, really. If the rifle's worth $50, you're gonna spend $100 on sights.
Yeah, it depends. There's Moon's picture again. This is actually the original. The original Spartan. There we go. There's your monkey.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Except for the
Really
funny.
whack.
I feel like Chris kind of phoned it in on this one. I mean, this is barely even balanced. It's just laying on the ground.
Dropped it
Yep.
on the road.
There's a rustic rock, and here's a gun.
Yeah, and it's a Rock Island Arms revolver. I mean,
Oh, man. Dog Body's got his own T-shirt.
oh, man. I don't even have my shirt yet. Damn, Flippy.
I don't know. Like, this kind of makes it look like you're trying to, like, shoot the dog in the eye. Like, I don't... I mean, I guess he's kind of mean or something, but I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, me
Sorry,
neither.
Dog Body. I don't like that.
Yeah, I get my vote. No shooting dogs in the eye.
G-Web's considering a vanity license plate.
Oh, now it's out of the bag. Everybody knows the plate.
Well, I don't know if he ever actually bought it. He just said this might be neat.
And that's
That's a lot of food.
yeah. That's a lot of food.
That's too much food for one sitting.
Oh, man. His Coke exploded. He goes, you know when your truck's too hot. Oh, that's pretty bad.
God, yeah. Oh, Coke all over
I
your
can
truck.
imagine all the syrup that got down inside like some of the surfaces of the controls, like the shifter and the dash. And
Yeah, mostly it was soaked into the carpet down.
well, after it gets done dripping down from the upholstery in the ceiling.
You're so negative.
I don't know what even these
No, it's
things
just
are.
reality. Things explode, not just downwards, but upward, sideways.
Nagant revolvers, they look like.
Oh, I don't know what's a revolver.
You know, your
I don't know
favorite
what that is.
I was bragging about how much you know about.
Oh, that's right. I am an expert on them. I forgot. Another promotion for CloverTech.
It's kind of an old-timey looking photo filter.
Yeah.
Gotta love gun whips or gun channels patches on doggies.
That's cool.
Any idea who is that a Gun Channels member that dog belongs to?
I don't know.
Maybe they just stuck a gun channels patch on the dog.
Yeah, that's normally what Pink does. Is he just gives him a patch every time he sees a dog. So, I don't know.
So if he's giving one to your wife, just give him a smoke one in the face because, you know, it's calling the wife. And you
Yeah, I
can,
guess so.
that's what Smeggy said.
All right, bunch of
Swiss cheese.
TriggerCon stuff. Was that Hush one again? There you go. Nice and light.
Oh, that's different. Oh, I like the scenery.
Or shooting. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. I missed this one when it came through. The one who strikes at night. Dang, man. That's... That one's harsh, dude.
Oh man, that might get my vote.
But it's kind of it's for a limited period of time. It could be a classic.
You mean like my Poco Ghibli shirt? CloverTech out shooting again. Some more Battle Arms development stuff. There's that foldy one. That's the original.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Nice sig.
I don't get that. Okay. Guns on Rocks. Man, Sorry, I'm gonna try and start like going through these. I forgot that we have like a whole bunch. This is 7 days ago. This might have been last week.
It's got a like already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is on my thing, so
Yeah, we saw.
I like stuff when I see it on my phone all the time.
We're in the.
I think I remember these.
Yeah. Me too.
So, all right. I hope you guys were taking notes.
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna vote for King Bob.
Yeah, I'm voting for King Bob too.
But I'll kind of scroll through just in this version if you guys see something that
I want to vote for Dan just to make Dano crazy, but no, actually, I'm not voting for King Bob. I'm voting for Jonas, one who strikes at night. Yeah, Jonas, the one who strikes at night. That's my vote.
What does that one look like again?
That's this one right here. It's a t-shirt that Angry picked up from Never Enough Ammo. Oh, dang, it starts back over the top again? That's dumb. So, who do you vote for, Dano?
I like King Bob.
All right, another one for Bob. And what about you, G-Webs?
I don't know. How does this voting work? If I don't vote for quote-unquote King Bob, then does my vote just disappear because 2 votes for King Bob wins it?
Unless
No.
you vote for Jonas, who strikes at night, and then it's a tie, and we got to let the audience decide.
Voting for that. I was going to vote for the chocolate chip pancakes. Personally.
Oh, you're going to vote for the breakfast for dinner?
Not for the dog?
What dog?
The dog with the gun channels patch. I thought you voted for that one for sure.
Some random. That dog could be a prostitute for all I know. Pink just gave that dog a simple patch.
So you're going with this one. Breakfast for dinner.
Yes.
King
All
Bob.
right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think, well, I don't know. Whatever. I say King Bob wins, but that's just because that's if I voted for it. What do you guys think? I mean, you could. Here's the thing. You know, we kind of did it before where we each picked one, and then those were the ones that were like the finalists, and then the audience could decide. So I'd say of those 3, we can let the audience decide. That's fine.
The breakfast one is a repeat from last week.
Is it? It certainly was. It definitely was posted this week. It didn't say repost. I don't think.
Friday night. It was from Friday night. I think.
So it's 4 days ago.
Yeah. So I'm voting for that one.
He might just be trying to get his to win.
Oh, yeah. If he does chocolate chip pancakes, he knows that G-Webs is going to vote for it.
No, I mean,
How do you know
Tony
they're
might
not
be
raisins?
getting. He wants his to win.
They could be raisins.
So what? Now we're taking votes from that audience out there?
Oh, either that or King Bob wins. I don't really care either way. Because it's 2 to 1 to 1. But if there's overwhelming response that someone likes one of the other ones, then, you know, maybe Pancakes could win. But I think
We
King
can put
Bob's
them
going
on
to win.
there. So we got King Bob, breakfast, and what else?
And the one who strikes at night.
And the one that strikes at night.
Yeah, and I voted
So-
for that one instead of King Bob, which, you know, is crazy, but
So if you're listening, go ahead and type in the chat one of those 3 options as to which one you're voting for.
All right. And with that, I guess we'll move along as we watch the many votes come in. So I don't know what we got left, but we'll take a break and say thanks to everybody who's watching us live. We do appreciate it, and we appreciate the patience with our lack of fancy mics and equipment, and our lack of putting that much attention into it. Obviously we're not scripting the show. We're trying to provide a service, an entertainment, something to do that will hopefully inspire people who are creating their own content or just having their own conversations out there. We're trying to, keep conversation going and focus on some of the gun shops that are out there. So, I think 30. Try your dog, Bob. Come on. My dog's sitting here being polite and good.
He wants to.
He encourages it. He encourages that kind of behavior. That's the way Canadians are. And then, listen, my dog's the instigator. My dog's the bad one. The dog who's sitting here being good is the one who's bad dog.
Yes, he just wants attention. I quit petting him. See, now he's good because I'm petting him again. He's a big baby.
All right. So what were you
you
saying?
reward that kind of temper tantrum behavior.
Well, it's not a temper tantrum as much as it's just trying to get attention.
All right.
Reps, what were you in the middle of saying?
I can't hear Dano. Can you guys hear Dano?
Yeah, we can.
What were you trying to say, G-Webs?
I was just thanking the audience again for watching and participating in the show and giving us time to figure out what else we missed. Did we ever come up with a gun movie? I don't think I ever seen one come up.
I saw a couple of people put up.
What was the suggestion? What was the first suggestion?
I'm trying to look.
He saw him, but doesn't remember what they were.
The Charlie Needs a Whoopin' story. An after-school special.
On YouTube, it looks like the breakfast thing seems to be winning over King Bob.
Uh-oh.
Over on Gun Channels.
Pancakes, bacon, I think eggs, and then grits or something. And maybe that's it. Did I say bacon? Bacon in there. And with a King Bob, you'd have that dog to have to deal with all the time.
Yeah. On Gun Channels, King Bob is winning, but not by much.
Yeah, but King Bob already has 2, super delegate votes. So Pancakes really would have had to come from behind, It's. I think our opinions were worth more than the audience's.
Oh my God! You could be a politician.
I've heard that Charlie met with the Russian.
Well, if this makes people feel better, remember, by voting for King Bob, you're helping Artisan Tony, who people actually like. So you're not necessarily voting for Bob. He doesn't become the winner.
Yeah, we're
It's Artisan Tony's picture.
we're trying to get Charlie a buddy, so we're actually got a bulldog we might be able to get. So that'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
and not fight with.
Oh no, he'll be fine. It's a puppy.
That makes a lot of sense because what Bob needs is a second animal to drive around the world, country.
Well, no, bulldog. It's a small. They're small dogs, so it'll fit in really well. And yeah,
And
yeah.
when they shake their head, the spittle doesn't fly all over the walls.
Yeah, well, Charlie does that anyway, so it's just like, it'll be a mix of dog drool.
God, I hate that when there's spit all over the walls.
It's not bad.
I like dogs.
When they do it on the window when you're driving.
Jesus.
Or on your shirt, Webs.
I don't know if we ever did get a movie out of Bob. He claims to have seen some movie
I
suggestions.
did. I keep backing up, but then I can't find it because there's so many trolls out here.
All right. Well, I think we're going to sacrifice the movie of the day because it looks like Clover Tack is actually starting up over there. And
Okay.
we are working enough shows. So today was episode 368. Again, appreciate everybody, or I want to thank everybody for your allowing us to be a little bit sloppy here with both time and content, but hopefully it's enjoyable. We'll continue to do the show. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, for episode 369. We'll talk about CCW, the Punisher black backplates and things like that, personalizing your gun. For gun stuff, what range games we play, and then for training, retention holsters, and all about those. So, of course, all the stuff we normally hit, gun shop, gun movie, gun of the day, and all the rest. Wednesday, so it's also the second of the month, so we'll be doing an Every Second Matters show at 10 p.m. Eastern, at 7 Pacific. Matt does his Guns and Geek show tonight, and we already mentioned Clover Tack is already running. So all those will happen. Tomorrow will be early, the Good Morning Gun channels earlier in the day, all the way up until we're back here at 7 p.m.
Yep, and I just want to say I'm calling it. Artisan Tony wins for King Bob, so he wins the hashtag showdown.
There we go.
So congratulations, Artisan Tony.
For sure. Yeah, I was
You
good.
found the crown
That was a
king
good one, Tony.
of Never Never Land.
Anyways, I guess if everybody's done, we'll end this with our quote. We end the show every week, or every day, on a quote. This one is by, oh, he's done it again, didn't you, Dano? No, there it is. No. Yeah. Charles F. Chuck Bearden. So, before that, I just want to remind everybody, please support us on Patreon. Please like, share, subscribe. Get the word out there, and let's get some more people watching that aren't trolling us. Although trolls, trolls are trolls. So anyway, this quote, Charles F. Bearden. Those who deny me the freedom to carry a firearm with which to protect my family and myself are as complicit and guilty as a perpetrator should be harmed or murdered by an act of violence. And that is true words. So let's keep fighting for the second, everybody. And I guess we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.